Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. I'm Indah Purnamasari from English Department B. In this video, I will explain about a presentation, or I will present one of the journals that I have chosen. First is Journal Identity. Title is a study on the factors affecting reading and reading habits of preschool children, author by Bunyamin Celik, published in December 15, 2019. Author identity, name Bunyamin Celik, college from Department of Language, Taste International University, RB Iraq, email bunyamin.celik@ishik.edu.iq. Next slide. It is the title of the journal, a study on the factors affecting reading and reading habits of preschool children. Okay, rationale. This study was to determine the factors of preschool children's reading. In this inquired about components such as family, environment, kindergarten, and libraries are talked about. One-on-one interviews were conducted with 106 children in the 6-year age group who were closest to beginning essential school. The information gathered from the surveys were analyzed in SPSS program. Research objective. The main purpose of this study is to determine the factors that affect the readiness of the child and the preschool period, which forms the basis of the conversion of reading and reading action into a habit. Literature review. In this context, reading skill is one of the most important factors in self-improvement and adaptation to life. Reading is considered one of the basic building blocks of the whole learning process. One can learn through vision and hearing, but reading is one of the main ways of acquiring knowledge. Bacon said, reading makes a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. Lewis 2014. Okay, next is diverse reading skills are manifested by the child's interest in written materials around him, recognition of logos and signs, recognition of the spelling of his name, and recognition of some letters in the alphabet. Luke Goldberg, Pinger, and Davidson 2015, Houston 2007. It is possible to talk about the various factors that affect the child's reading habits. These elements can be explained in general as education given in family, environment, and preschool education institutions. These elements are also directly influential in the formation of the child's personality. Luke Goldberg, Pinger, and Davidson 2014 and 2015, Glasgow, Altemeyer, and McLean 1989. Reading is an action that enables the formation of human behaviors, self-improvement, and gaining a worldview. Reading is a behavior that develops over time and gained through education rather than habit. The acquisition of reading habits to the society is of great importance in terms of social development. Next is factors affecting reading habits among preschool children. Factor 1 is family factor. Stork and Widerus 2002 stated that the best environment in which children will acquire reading skill is the home environment. Research has shown that children who come from a family environment with rich reading materials, for example, the newspaper and books, develop their skills faster. Children of families who give less verbal interaction opportunity to their children have low literacy skills. Families show great differences in supporting the education of the children. Environmental factor is the second factor. An important factor that affects children's reading habits in preschool period is their environment. Posters, books, letters, signs, newspaper, and other written materials with inscriptions allow children to discover that the written language corresponds to the verbal language and that it occurs to reading. The existence of a library in the child's room is effective in the creation of a child's reading environment. The third is preschool educational institution as a factor. Teachers' attitude toward reading and guidance are important while preparing the child to gain reading habits. The environment acquired during the period has an important role in the child's reading habits and personality development. It is important and necessary for the teachers to be knowledgeable about children's literature and to have the ability to choose qualified books for children to read. Libraries, taking children to children's libraries at regular intervals, allows them to interact with material that will enable them to acquire reading habits. Increasing the number and type of books in the home, the frequency of going to the library and the enjoyment of reading activities contribute much to gaining reading skills. According to a study by Theo in 1999, libraries can work together to create programs that families can use at home and in the library. Next is about methods and site. Okay. Methods, in addition, in order to evaluate the applicability of the questionnaire and to determine the appropriateness of the questions to the children's level, pretest was applied on 10 children who were suitable for the characteristic of the children. As a result of this test, impressions were not done about how the children perceive the question and how children will be reflected to the children in addition. Two experienced teachers working at Ishi Kindergarten and Kindergarten PDR expert gave positive opinions in the evaluation of the pretest result. 106 out of 143 children in the 6-year age group who are in the last year of preschool were surveyed about activities to acquire reading habits. The representative power of the sample was 74.2%. The questionnaires were filled with one-to-one interview with each child in private areas allocated by its kindergarten authorities. Site: Iraq is a center where many societies have a different cultural, sociological, and political structure and have shed light on science in the past. In a center where such differences exist together, the importance of education, especially preschool education, is appreciated. According to many valuable studies conducted in the world, it is a fact that education taken at a young age is necessary and useful in terms of personality formation and acquiring positive habits in the so-called preschool period, which covers the years between birth and primary school age. Children who are developing rapidly in social and spiritual terms besides basic skills are also able to learn quickly and easily. Next is participant. Children of Easy Kindergarten in Iraq. Data collection, structure, interview technique was used to provide information about the effects of Easy Kindergarten teachers on students and the activities teachers organize for students to acquire reading habits. The impression about the environmental factors provided for the children to acquire reading habits in kindergarten were also taken into consideration and evaluated within the scope of the research. Next is analyze technique. Qualitative and quantitative findings were obtained as a result of the method applied in the research. Next, finding and discussion. Number one is family factors. study measured that the parents read books or other material to make the children interested in reading. Majority of the children, 78%, observed their parents while reading books and other materials. 1 in 4 families reads to their children every day. Sociocultural environment in which the Middle East and Iraq located and the economic situation of the families also affect the results. According to the school administration, according to the information received from the school administration, families generally have a higher education level than most Iraq cities, says the study. Next is Table 2. In Table 2, the monthly financial situation of the families is prepared by information provided by the administration of each kindergarten. According to this, 35.8% of the families have a monthly income of $5,000 and over 41.5% have a monthly income of $3,000 to $5,000. 22.6% have a monthly income of $1,000 to $3,000. According to the information given, it is observed that families generally don't have a financial problem. Next is Table 3. 74.6% of families did not take their children to book fairs and did not ensure that children interact with the books. Almost all of the children who participated in the study were given books or children's magazines as a gift by their parents. According to these results, children were more interested in children's magazines in the books and their families support it. Next, Table 4. According to the results, by taking into consideration the social and political situation of Iraq in general, their economic status and educational level, it was seen that the families who participated in the study had behaviors that would enable their children to value books more and to change their reading habits in a positive way. Next is Table 5. Almost all of the students, 78%, who participated in the survey stated that there was a library in their room or home. 99% of the children, 99% in the study, were aware of the logos and the material containing the text. Almost all the 6-year-old children in the children's kindergarten noticed many different written elements. Next is Table 6a. In general, looking at the answer given to the questions of the children participating in the research in Table 6a, it was found that the activities were highly welcomed by the children and that kids could acquire reading and reading habits from the activities in kindergarten. Next, Table 6b. Teachers organize reading activities at least once a day in order for children to acquire reading habits. The activities include studies such as storybook review, reading from the picture, and listening to stories. In addition, there are magazines, encyclopedias, and books for informing children about daily life. Okay. Libraries. In addition, families should take their children to children's departments of public libraries in order to gain the habit of reading books. However, only 27 of the 106 students who attended the questionnaire went to the library with their families before the kindergarten, and more than half, 63.3% of the students went to the library on their own or together with their friends. 12 children, 11.3% stated that children never went to the library until children started kindergarten. And after that, conclusion. In the study, the factors that affect the reading habits of easy kindergarten students in preschool period were investigated. Family engaged in various activities such as reading books, buying books, and telling fairy tales for their children to gain reading habits. The rate of families going to bookstores with their children is quite high. According to the research, teachers' awareness of reading and reading habits directly affects the development of children. The study found in each kindergarten, observation and interviews with the authorities showed that children were familiar with books and other reading materials, how books were printed, and how the library were used. Okay, thanks. I think it is enough for me. More or less, I am sorry. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.